For your LEGO Serious Play sessions, you need to practice three sorts of skills: building skills, metaphor creation skills, and story creation and storytelling skills. You have just practiced them using one type of model. When you built the tower, then try to come up with metaphors and then tell a story about it. I'm going to give you another set of exercises which is going to practice the same skill, but using a limited number of bricks. And for this purpose, just look at your pile of Lego bricks. You can even close your eyes if it's easier for you, and then just choose randomly 5 bricks which will come there. So in my case, one more. Yeah, there you have it. So let me just remove all the others from the table, and there are my bricks. So first of all, there is the minifigure that I called. There is this blue, there is this 2x2, there is this one eye, and there is one of these snaps. And let's try to see if I can do the same kind of exercises with minimal amount of bricks. And in this case, I'm not going to even start a timer the same way as I did before. Let's simply see how fast I can do it without a timer. So the first exercise, again, is to use the same kind of bricks and build a tower. So time starts now. With your 5 bricks, do the tower as fast as possible. So I'm also going to do it from my side. So we'll see how it goes. And ta-da, ready. So you can take some time as well and see what kind of tower comes up. So in my case, the tower stands up. So at the bottom there is the snap, then the blue brick, then the minifigure, and then on the head of the minifigure I attached, well, a couple of additional bricks. So you can also do the first skills building using a limited number of bricks. So let's now try to practice also the other 2 skills on one go. So the next task is to look at your thing that you have just built with 5 bricks and come up with a metaphor which represents it. So let me look at my building. So it's like trying to be creative by simply identifying what is interesting about this. So I would say the metaphor that would represent this building the best possible way is perhaps being squeezed between different forces. So the minifigure here in between is being pressured by the brick on the head. So it's a pressure. The second metaphor I can come up with is that the metaphor of wisdom. So there is this one additional eye on top of the head of this minifigure. So I can use that one as a metaphor. Then this blue brick here can represent something which is slightly wider, and the underneath brick is slightly shorter, and this is like a seesaw or like a balance. So it's maybe walking on the edge. That's another example metaphor that I can use for this purpose. So try to come up with your metaphors and see that what kind of metaphors you can identify. And finally, so let's try to tell a story. So my version of the story is the following. This person here is called John. John is living a very interesting life. Every day he's walking on edge and trying to balance a very difficult problem on top of his head. However, he is always quite certain of himself because this all-knowing eye represents here internet, which he is always there for him when he needs some answers to his problems on how to balance best his walking on this edge. So that's a funny example on how I was trying to use some of these metaphors to tell you a story about my simple building. So try to do now the same. Take your building that you just built with 5 different bricks, come up with different metaphors, and tell a simple story. And you can either then take a photo of your building or this video of your storytelling, and please send me as a feedback. First of all, the metaphors that you just created, and then very simple story that you just created using your 5 bricks, so that I can see what kind of building you came up with and what kind of metaphors and what kind of stories did you invent on the basis of your small building. So thank you, and stay tuned for the next video.